Do you find Pinterest keywords really confusing? Or maybe you even think you're using keywords, but they don't seem to be doing their job. Welcome to my beginner series here on YouTube, where I am discussing different topics and roadblocks that come up again and again for business owners when it comes to their Pinterest marketing. If you're new to me, hi, my name is Megan. I'm a Pinterest marketing expert and educator who has been helping business owners just like you for over 10 years. In this short video series, I really want to cover the major roadblocks that business owners, creators, and even brands are experiencing when it comes to their Pinterest marketing. In this video, I want to talk about your Pinterest keywords. I think a lot of people come into my world thinking they get Pinterest keywords, or they don't really understand how to build out a strategic Pinterest keyword strategy. When I am doing VIP sessions or account audits or supporting students in my program, what I end up doing when I review their pins and their copy is that right away I look at their keyword strategy. There are several different elements of a Pinterest keyword strategy that are really important, and I always like to explain it's kind of like a Russian doll. In this video, I'll be able to break down exactly what that means and how you can take these particular tips and information and apply it to your own unique business. Now, if you're new here and you're really eager to learn as much as you can about Pinterest as a beginner or somebody who's restarting up their Pinterest strategy, I want to encourage you to check out my brand new Pinterest for Beginners training. I have the details below in the caption. I'd love for you to check it out. It's value packed. I share a ton, and really it is the foundations of what you need to hit the ground running with your Pinterest marketing strategy this year. So with that, let's jump into today's focus topic. And it really is all about your Pinterest keywords. I cannot say it enough as a marketing expert and somebody who has a deep level, like live and breathe Pinterest every single day for myself, my clients, my students. You do not underestimate the power of a strong keyword strategy. So when we think about Pinterest, I kind of use the reference or the example of a Russian doll. So Pinterest is this very large learning model that has billions and billions of pins that have been curated from 2010. Right? And the idea is that they needed a very advanced way to be able to organize using technology all the ideas that are shared to the platform so that they could show those ideas to the right person when they're engaging with a relevant search query. So if I'm looking for a product, a solution, a tutorial, an idea, inspiration, that I can enter a search query and Pinterest would land up or surface the best results based on that query. And that's essentially how the platform works and what makes it so special. In my previous video, I talked about one of the reasons why I think that Pinterest is such a quiet superpower. So Pinterest allows you to basically control your visibility or control who can find your pins and your posts based on the words and the images that you're using. And personally, as a marketer, as somebody who doesn't always love selling or having to be on constantly or to be creating and recording video and writing blog posts all the time, I want to get as much as I can, the biggest punch that I possibly can from that valuable, practical, good content that I'm creating so that people can find it again and again and again. And that is like Pinterest is the gift that keeps on giving. It's your controlled visibility plan to layer in search. And when I think about like where people go wrong with their keyword strategy, it's that they're just understanding it at a surface level. They're bringing maybe their hooks or they're using one or two words that they know their content is about. And this doesn't really work on a platform that the idea is that any pin can be delivered up to somebody and they have to know what they're going to get. They don't necessarily have all the context. And so you, as a business owner, as a creator, as a brand bringing your content to Pinterest, you have to create every pin to be understood by somebody or that its relevancy could be indexed by Pinterest based on the words you use and what you attach to it. And that's how we optimize our content, by using the right words to send those search signals to Pinterest to know when to surface up that pin. in. And that's when we talk about being high ranking, that is what we are referring to. It's absolutely magic, right? So let's talk about that Russian doll approach, or even I've talked about it being sort of like a sandwich. So what we know first off is the way that Pinterest understands it is that there's something called interests, and these are broad interests. And when you first sign up for your account, and maybe this is even just a good exercise for you, it will say, what are you interested in? Animals, travel, fashion, kids and family, food and drink, and it tries to kind of get to know you. Then based on what you interact with, it will suggest other things. These are often like affinity interests or related interests. And these are the broad ways that Pinterest, almost like content buckets or pillars of how it understands that content. Now within that topic, we can break it down even further. And we often refer to these as sort of broad interest tags, or so it's like a topic within a topic. So within food and drink, you can go down to dinner. Within dinner, you can go to chicken. Within chicken, you can go into different types of chicken. And you can see that this becomes like a Russian doll. We call these nodes. And this is the way that you can sort of niche down your keywords. So oftentimes when people are thinking about a Pinterest keyword strategy, they're not fully leaning into the language of their audience, the search behavior of their audience. So this is where it's really, really valuable to get onto Pinterest and do your keyword research right on Pinterest. Don't necessarily just use your SEO or rely on your own knowledge. You're an expert, right? So what I want you to do is to jump into either Pinterest trends or your Pinterest search bar and look up a root word or root phrase related to your product, your service, your art, your books, whatever it is you're looking to promote. And doing this keyword research will teach you so much about the search behavior and the phrases and the top search things for your unique business. I cannot really underscore that enough, is that this is right in front of you. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Actually, this is a great time for me to remind you that if you haven't signed up for my free training, my Pinterest for Beginners training, I go over concepts like this and a lot of others in this brand new free training. I know you are going to love it. So jump down to the description, sign up now, hit subscribe. When we think about your Pinterest keyword strategy, I really want you to consider what are the top search phrases, what are the adjectives that make sense for your industry, and then think about seasons and trends. So this is a way that you can sort of, especially during slow periods or lulls in your business, which every business typically has a quieter time. That's when people go on vacation, right? No matter the industry. So I really want you to think like your audience, search like your audience, and then begin mapping those words into your pin titles, your text overlay, and of course your pin descriptions. I know that this is going to have a massive, massive impact on how your pins are ranking and surfacing on Pinterest as a business owner. I hope that you found this video helpful, that it has an impact on your results. And if it has, make sure you jump into the comments and let me know. Again, make sure you jump into the other videos in this series that are created just for you as a beginner. And if you haven't already, gain instant access to my brand new Pinterest for Beginners training. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you guys again soon.